Hi, this is Helen. I just wanted to update you on my March planners. These are the planners that are working for me right now. I've tried a couple of different planners in the last several months, and I ended up in this pile, which kind of is what we started with from the beginning. This guy is probably new to you, so let's talk about it. Hobonichi Weeks Mega is what I started out with. I have to tell you the truth, I honestly did go and purchase a couple of their Hobonichi Weeks, and not in the Mega but in the regular version, and I tried them both, and I'll probably do a review on the other Hobonichi Weeks versions and the different covers and what works for me and what didn't work for me and for what reason. So let's make that another video, but for now let's go into my Mega. In the Mega, what I've been doing, I have been using this very diligently. I love the Mega. I don't know, I just keep coming back to the Mega. So let's start from the beginning. A little vellum here that you've seen before. I have a little photo that makes me happy. It was on a business trip to Laguna Beach with my husband, and he's my partner in life. I've got green zig color dot here where I was traveling for work, so that way I can see throughout the year how many days I was traveling. Just at a glance, I could see here on the right my team. They've made a parody with one of the photo shoots that my husband Sean had. He loves soju, and so they made a soju thing right there. Going into this section over here, I don't use it to track anything in particular at this moment. However, in the purples, you will see the purple highlights throughout the year, and those are the days my kids are not in school. And if they're in for half days, I have it highlighted halfway. So that's how I can tell, like, the kids are on break. And if you really take a look at the whole year, I mean, gosh, they're not in school that much. So it's good to see. And then I think what I'll do on the days that I do work out, because that is one of the biggest things that I want to do this year and accomplish this year, I think I'm going to mark it somehow so that I can see, like, throughout the year how many days was I at the gym. December is when we started this planner, and as you can see, it's a hot mess. There's so many things. Again, all my schedules, appointments, anything that is calendar related is all in here, whether it's for work or it's for home. I just like to have everything in one place at a glance. My Notion calendar might not be updated up to date, but I will do that every Monday. But the first thing is to update here. So that's what I have. I've got January, again, hot mess. I've got holiday stickers from Planner Spot. I love these stickers. And February, a lot of stuff. The only thing I've added into February was some photos. So I used my little printer, printed out some photos that are meaningful to me and some of my accomplishments that I want to look through years from now and say that I did that. I made that happen. This is March. I've got a bunch of schedules already happening, and some of these are regular schedules, like our kids' violin lessons, drum lessons, taekwondo, all that kind of stuff, but I still like to have it recorded. And so when I go into the weeklies to plan out my week, I have everything there to include, because my brain is like, it works very mysteriously. So when I'm planning out the week and I don't see something, even though it's like a regular thing that's happening every single week on a certain day, I might miss it. And so that's why I have it all written down at all times. And that's the point of a planner. So that's why I have that. So that was my monthly. And for my weekly, quickly going through, I tried some different ways of planning out my week as I did previously. And this is the kind of method I used when I was more reliant on my paper planner than my Notion at the time. This year, I'm relying a ton on my Notion at this point. So for me to go through and do the same layouts from last year just did not work for me. So I tried different things. I tried to decorate a little bit more and have fun with it. It became kind of like a decor type of planner, and I kind of missed out on here because I think I was really, really busy on this week. And so I relied heavily on my Notion just to get things done at the minimum. Going really back into it here, tried tackling some of my habits that I want to add into my year, and it worked for me on this week. It didn't work for me on this week, so I just decided to take it all out. I was doing a lot of lines, as you can see, and I really didn't like that. It's not a Hobonichi feel for me. It gave me so much restrictions where to write what, and I like this way better, where I can just write anything anywhere and it makes sense for me. And so this was a trip I was out. So every time I'm on a trip, I have it highlighted on those days. I know I was traveling on this day as well. During this time, I remember I was getting a little bit lost in my game with Hobonichi Weeks Mega because I was traveling a lot. I was preparing for the travels and trying to catch up work because I knew when I was traveling to Mexico, I might not have good Wi-Fi there, which was true because I was way down south in San Cristobal, and we didn't have really good Wi-Fi at the point. So it worked out well because we got to do a lot more touring stuff, although it was work related. So we worked on Thursday, we traveled all day on the 15th on Wednesday, and then we toured on Friday and Saturday, which was amazing. And then on Sunday we came home. So this is a photo from the river there in San Cristobal. Then we traveled again on this week. So it was really busy. A lot of journaling went into it because obviously I wasn't doing too much work because I was working at the events, just preparing from behind the scenes for my husband's big lectures and presentations this week. And this was like a catch-up week because I now came back from 2 weeks of traveling, and now I have so much to do, a lot of mental breakdown and stuff like that. So I kind of lost my game in the way I'm planning at this point because I am heavily reliant on my Notion for my daily tasks. And so for me to do a ton in here, it just doesn't make sense. So it just became a little bit more of like documentation of my life rather than planning. But I still have set up the following week. These are all the events and schedules that came from this here in the calendar. Here, I'm just thinking I'm gonna be more like memory documenting here rather than planning because I do my brain dump always on this side of Hobonichi Weeks. If you can see, like this all mostly brain dump, some journaling, but typically I like to brain dump on a weekend and just write down everything that's giving me anxiety for the following week. Like I didn't get to it last week or I need to get to it next week. That type of thing is what goes on this side. And so I like to keep it simple like that. The back section here. And as you know, Megas have this really thick plain paper or gridded paper in the back. So it has 215 pages, some photos that I love and makes me happy, some journaling, random things back here. I don't have too many ways of doing things. Sometimes I do daily planning just because I need it and my brain is maybe fried or I just need some kind of a structure to help me. I've got some journaling going on with photos that made me happy, memories of what has happened during that week or that month. Just looking back on it makes me happy, and that's what my Hobonichi Weeks does for me, as well as being a little bit of that functional. Got some journaling happening. This is with Mexico. This is in Las Vegas. And we made it just in time on that Sunday to celebrate my baby boy's 15th birthday. So that was cool. Oh my goodness. So we just had a facial yesterday, and this is what our face ended up looking like. So I wanted to document that because, you know, how funny is that? My husband's face literally looked like this. Today it's calmed down a lot, but he had the cool peel and it's like laser treatment. And so it's one of 4 treatments that he's receiving. It's a good start. Today, this is what I wanted to do. And again, I use the back pages for daily planning if I feel like it. And it's more for me to like just kind of jot things down and make me less anxious to greet the day. I bought this on Amazon. It's just really cool. I just store all my things. And I bought this because I was traveling quite a bit and I knew I needed like a pen holder, and I really love it. When I travel, obviously I have more stuff in here like whiteouts. I got my highlighters for the week and everything else that I need. I love it. It's actually really cool. The zipper's really amazing, really good quality. Let me know if you want the link and I will list that for you. Okay, following with this Sterling Inks half year, and this is the one that I ended up with. If you follow me on my previous videos, I have purchased her half year, both books, the black full year and mauve full year. And I ended up with this one. I still have the other 2 and I use it for multiple purposes. Let's see, like I have the full year. Well, this is not the one. And I'll review this planner too. This is the paper test design. And I love it for different things. But this one is the common planner from Sterling Ink. It's the black one. I don't really like the cover because it's like so flimsy. And so I ended up kind of like abandoning it, but I do journal in here randomly, and it makes me really happy to do that. So I don't want to go into this because I really don't have a plan for the monthly, the weekly. I've tried different layouts, and I decided I'm going to abandon this one just because of the poor quality of the cover. I just need something that will stay with me in one piece while I travel quite a bit. Okay, so January, I have everything listed, all my events, and this is coming from my Hobonichi Weeks. It's everything in there. February, I listed everything in there, like my personal and work schedules. But then I went into March thinking, you know what, let's clean up, because the whole reason why I separated work and personal is because I wanted to make sure that when I'm in my work mode, in the zone, I don't want to be worrying about, oh, what bills do I have to pay tonight? Or what schedule does my kids have on the weekend? Or something like that. I want to be fully in the zone and laser focused on work. So that's why I decided this is my income generating planner. And so anything that has to do with work, it's in here. And then from there, on the weeklies, what I'm doing is I'm marking off the times, anything in this tan color. Those are the hours that I cannot work because I am doing something with the family or I have an appointment somewhere. Anything blue is work-related events. Any other times that are not highlighted, those are the hours that I have available to put in for work, income generating work. Keep it very clean, minimal. This layout right here on the weeklies is strictly for me to manage my times. When I have a meeting request related to work, I would go in here and take a look and say, okay, this week I have these slots available. And that's when I would make the schedule. And then from there, I would turn it into blue to block out those hours because I cannot be working by myself on a task for work, but it's rather something that I am committed to on those hours. On the back pages, I just randomly use it. It's a lot of these idea mind map. This is how my brain works. So I do a lot of mind mapping when I'm creating anything. Notes, meeting notes, mind mapping again, a lot of mind mapping, and then preparing for trips, things like that. And then this is my YouTube, and this is how I'm planning my contents for the month of March. And so I'll be writing down like my ideas of what I'm going to be posting. I have it already in my Notion. I just want to kind of put it down on paper. So it's like input into my head, like, Helen, you have committed to doing this. And so let's get it done. So that's how I'm using my income generating planner. So this guy is very unique in the sense that I started out with this in the beginning of the year. I sort of abandoned it for a minute, but I came back to it. So I am loving it, but I'm still kind of lost in my game. Let's take a look at it. So in the beginning, I have purchased from the Hobonichi store, and they mailed me this, one of my planners in here, my Hobonichi Weeks. And so I taped it on here because I thought it was really cute. And I have cut and like kind of reinvented this envelope, and I have just like memory keeping stuff from Hobonichi of everything that I purchased. Not a huge deal there, but just fun stuff, right, that you could add to your memory book. And this is primarily my memory book at the moment, although I will do a video on giving you some ideas for productivity in this book. No school, green and outlined, PTO work, half day, and no schools for memory's sake of, you know, just knowing when and what. Tracking in here is like total chaos. I'm not even trying, and I'm not even gonna go there. The only thing is I am going back to writing down some of the important dates, like ordering David's glasses or Helen's glasses, doctor's appointments. So tracking was just like, it's just not me. I just am not a tracker. I just do it. And then December, I have some memory stuff. This is my husband's presentation back in December. And so I wanted to just keep it in there. And just anything related to memory is in here. My son's birthday, as I mentioned before. The weeklies, I started out like a lot of people do in these layouts. And I just wanted to make this like a fun fun notebook for me with stickers, the writings, and just remembering important events that happened with some photos. But then this is honestly not me. So I decided I'm gonna abandon that. I think I kind of decided it this week. Going forward, I decided to do something like this, to just highlight the week, what happened during that week. So as much as I take pictures, clips, this is just one of those moments, free time for me. And so I started doing that. This week we had a course that I created, the brand. This week, not too much happened, so I don't have much going on in here. This week I try to stay functional, and so I think I will talk about this in a different video. But this was that Mexico week, and so a lot of photos and memories, unforgettable memories here. Las Vegas, I just really worked on this. We went shopping, and it was just really exciting. I had a sty eye during Las Vegas, and I think I did something towards the end of Mexico, like when I was traveling back home, that caused this. And so I had this humongous eye in Vegas. And I vlog about it, so you guys look up for that vlog, please. This was this week. I ordered these glasses, so I just printed that out, and this is the following week. And so that's how I'm using the weeklies, more like a memory board. And then here, a lot of photos, a lot of things that our team creates. We're marketers, so our team creates a lot of cool things. I was recording, filming for a production here. Just journaling, random journaling, and some tasks. I really tried to go back to this planner because I love the Hobonichi Cousin for all the things, planning, functional. So I did it for a week and I did very well with it. However, I couldn't stick to it just because when I'm working and like my keyboard is up here and this huge book is in front of me, I love the feel of it. I love writing on it. I love flipping through it, but geez, it's so big, right? So I went quickly back to my B6 because it was just not working for me as far as space, okay? So if Hobonichi ever came out with a B6, oh my gosh, I would not even think about it. I would just like run and grab the copy. So functional here. So yeah. This is how I am using it. Okay, last one. Let's talk about this guy. This guy is unique in the sense that we have just lined pages. I typically never use lined pages just because it's not my style. I like gridded, I like bullet journals, but this is just like not my style. But I purchased it somewhere, I think Barnes and Nobles. I needed something to just carry with me to meetings. And as much as I love carrying this for meeting notes, I sometimes don't have outside the office. I needed something small enough to always have on hand, and this was that guy. So I decided to use this to quickly jot down notes from the meetings. And so it's been working out very well. And then from here, I just deliver it directly into the Notion. Now, in the future, what I think I'm going to do, just to eliminate this notebook, is that I am going to purchase a larger iPad again. So I did have the larger one, the Pro, and then I got the smaller mini just because it's so easy to handle and so small and accessible and remote. But I decided I'm gonna go back just because I need a typewriter, or I need a keyboard. So maybe what I can do is order like a keyboard that goes with this system. I'm gonna do some research on that. If you guys have any ideas, let me know, because I love this size. But I think I need that just for the meeting notes. But I do also hate the fact that possibly when I go back to the Pro, my planners are going to be less used. And this is like my favorite part of work. Is that funny? I love using my paper planners, and so I don't want to dismiss my paper planners. If you ask me today, like, Helen, can you do everything and operate fully and be as accomplished throughout the year just using your Notion? Could you do it? My answer is yes. I totally can do everything on my Notion, but I just love this. It's almost like therapy to me. It also gets out a lot of anxiety going into certain projects and tasks to help me kind of like write it down. It's like therapy, right? If any of you guys are planner people, then you know that writing things down a lot of the time is therapy. Is almost like whatever you're scared of starting, you just kind of jot it down and then you kind of find ease through the process of doing that. And so that's why I love my paper planners. And so I don't want to dismiss it altogether. So we'll see how it goes. I'm trying to just keep within my mini, but we'll see how things fly. So that is my planner update for you for March. I will come back in April with another planner update, but stay tuned for next week. I have 2 videos coming up, so we'll see you then. Bye.